walking in the snow. The sound of the snow underfoot is pretty enjoyable. I see some deer tracks here. There's several deer on this property. There's actually a really large buck that actually is on this property, as you can see by the gate. I don't know if you can see the footprints, but the hoof prints, but he's got a pretty long gait. He's a good size animal. Looks to me like something was following him. I'm not sure exactly what it was. It looks like it was a smaller deer. I was out here this morning and I did not see these tracks, so these tracks were made during the daytime. Still have a couple of apple trees out here, and there's a pear tree right there. It's pretty dark, I don't know if you can really see it. This is an old farm that burned down about 1915. It was rebuilt in 1917 up until the 1960s. This was a big field. The white area that you see over there, that's a pond. It's about an acre and a half pond. It's about probably 7 feet deep. And there's whoops, almost fell. There's a good size hutch that was built by some beavers over there. So the water level's about 2 or 3 feet higher than it was when this property was purchased by my parents back in 1981. I'm actually in the process of getting the approval to purchase the property myself. My parents are getting on in age and they're not able to keep up with everything. And I'm quite frankly finding out that it's a little bit more than I had bargained for, but it's a really nice piece of property. There goes the little bunny dog. At one point in time, some of the fields here, which have grown over in the past 15 years, were planted with, all kinds of different vegetables. We actually ran a vegetable stand and had hundreds and hundreds of tomato plants and squash and all that. This is actually the lower part of the property. We never really planted anything here. Mainly just because the topsoil isn't very deep here. So excuse me, we ended up planting on the other side of this little concrete bridge over here. Some more deer tracks. This is going to come out because it is fairly foggy and dark out. I was thinking we might see some deer or something out here, but hard to say. this area quite a bit. Alright, it's a tricky part. I know that there's a bridge here somewhere. Just need to make sure that I actually stay on the bridge. As well as snow, you can't really tell where it is. Somehow, by the sound of the ice under my feet, I'm thinking I'm not on the bridge. But, okay, we're safe on the other side, so that's good. Wow. I wish I had some light here. I know this camera has a light on it, I just don't know. I can't remember how to use the darn thing. It's been a while. Even with the camera, even with the light rather, it's difficult. Right, no, the light is on. Yep, the light is on. It's just doesn't throw enough light to really do much. Okay, here we have some really big deer tracks. It's probably the buck that I was talking about. Yeah, looks like they go over here. They come from over here. I'm in some pickers right now. And my trusty little puppy is right behind me. Come on. Okay. And this is the time. Now this tree wasn't even here. This big goofy tree. I don't even know, think you can see it. It wasn't even here back in the day. It's kind of funny. Oh, this is a big deer. Wow. He's huge. By the size of his tracks, he's really big. Yeah, there's a bunch of trees over here that were not here. Just brush and everything else. Anyway, I think it's time for us to turn and go back because my little four-legged friend is getting cold. And she's looking around because she's never been over as far. Usually the stream that goes onto the bridge it actually goes over the bridge too. And it's very, the water's usually pretty deep right there for a little dog. She's only about 7 pounds. Okay, navigating through the pickers again. There they go. Good thing I wore my heavier jacket anyway. Deer tend to like to walk in circles around when people are walking out around them. I hear the plow. You'll probably hear the traffic, as stated in my previous nighttime video. The place I live is right on a busy highway. It's I don't know. It's a Connecticut state highway, and the house is over there somewhere. Kind of hard to see. It's so dark out. Wasn't by design, but this is the only time of the day I actually had a chance to do this video, just before night. Anyway, here we go. We'll take a little bit of a trip around the lower field on the other side of it. This is a little spot where we sometimes put out a salt lick. Apparently, we forgot to do that this year. It's not too late though. It's probably a good idea Here's some more deer tracks. These are probably made earlier today. There's a little tiny deer here too. Probably a yearling. There's some beautiful deer here in Connecticut. And one of the deer decided to walk around in a circle here. And looks like they came out of there's like a little gully where the stream comes down through. A little bit deeper snow over here for some reason. Okay, well, looks like this video's gonna turn into a video about a lot of different things. I didn't really plan on talking too much. I really planned on having this be mostly a snow underfoot video. But true to form, I have quite a gift of gab. And it's too dark now to see this. This used to be a beautiful hickory tree. It fell down in a storm about 3-4 years ago. We had a hawk on the property when this thing was standing with a wingspan that was so wide that it was about 2/3 the top of this tree. I'm going to guess that this hickory tree is probably about 40 years old when it fell. But because of this